Hi class, you're welcome to today's lesson. On today's lesson, we are looking at solving simultaneous linear and quadratic equations, and we are going to be having a brief introduction. So it says that simultaneous linear and quadratic equations involve two equations which are both linear and quadratic, and we are going to be solving them. So take note of these two keywords, linear and quadratic. So these problems appear frequently in mathematics and applied fields. Understanding how to approach them systematically is crucial for effective problem solving in algebra and calculus contexts. So we have some steps involved in solving them. The first step says make a variable the subject, substitute the variable in the second equation, expand what you are going to be having to form a quadratic equation which you are going to solve, and then you substitute your answer to find the value of the other variable, and you write your final answer as coordinate pairs. So the first example 1 says that we should solve x plus y equals to 2 and x squared plus y squared equals to 10. So we are to solve to find the values of x and y. So according to the first step, make a variable the subject. So x plus y equals to 2. So I am making x the subject. So this means I am going to be having 2 minus y. Add my new equation, which I'm going to substitute in equation 2. Wherever I have x, I'll indicate 2 minus y there. Then it's going to be squared. Then plus y squared equals 10. So I'm going to be expanding this. When you expand, you are going to have 4 minus 4y plus y squared. Then I already have plus y squared, then equals to 10. Simplifying further, I have 2y squared because y squared plus y squared plus y squared equals to 2y squared. So I'm going to have 2y squared minus 4y plus 4 minus 10 equals to 0, because I have moved the 10 over to this side, and on the other side nothing is left. So in mathematics you write 0 to represent the emptiness on the other side. Now I have 2y squared minus 4y minus 6 equals to 0. So I can divide through by 2 to make my quadratic equation simpler before I finally solve. So dividing through by 2, we have y squared minus 2y minus 3 equals to 0. Then applying factorization methods to solve for the values of y, I have y squared minus 3y plus y minus 3 equals to 0. So with what I have here, the values of y will be, because looking at what we have two pairs. I'm going to group them in pairs and I'm going to factorize each pair. So y squared minus 3y, then y minus 3. So from what I have here, the values of y will be equal to 3 or minus 1, because you must have gone through the knowledge of factorization method in solving quadratic equation. So with what I have here, we can clearly see that the values of y in this quadratic equation are 3 and minus 1. So automatically, if I substitute to find the values of x, I'm going to have x will be equal to minus 1 when y equals to 3, and then x will be equal to 3 when y is equal to minus 1. So finally, I write my answers in coordinate pairs. I have minus 1, comma 3, or I have 3, comma minus 1. So with this, I've come to the end of the solution to example 1. So from what we have in these equations, the values of x and y are minus 1 and 3, or 3 and minus 1. So we go to the next example, example 2. Example 2 says that as we can see, the example 2 is a word problem. So it says that the line y equals to 5x plus 3 meets the curve xy equals to 8 at the points A and B. Find the coordinates of A and B. So if you have simultaneous linear and quadratic equation, you can solve using substitution method, and you can also solve using graphical method. In this class, we are looking at the use of substitution method. Then, if you are making use of graphical method, you are to draw the graphs of the two equations. Equation 1, which is a linear equation, will give us a straight line graph. Equation 2, which is a quadratic equation, will give us a parabola. The two will have to meet at a point or at 2 points. So from what we have in this question, they have made use of graphs to express these two equations, and then the two graphs are meeting at the points A and B. So we are to find the coordinates of A and B using calculation. We are going to be using calculation, which is the use of substitution method. In the next topic, next class rather, we are going to be seeing how to make use of graphs to find these coordinates. But what we have today, like I said earlier, is the use of calculation method, which majorly involves substitution method. So we are going to be working with these two equations. We already have y as the subject of the equation 1, which is y equals to 5x plus 3. Now I'm going to substitute in this second equation. Wherever I see y, I change it to 5x plus 3, all equals to 8. So the next step is for me to expand it, which gives me 5x squared plus 3x. Now bring the 8 over to this side to have minus 8. Remember, when you bring over your value, the next part or the other side will be empty. So you represent the emptiness with 0. Now I'm going to make use of factorization method to solve this quadratic equation formed. So I have 5x squared minus 5x plus 8x minus 8 equals 0. So I'm going to factorize now in pairs. The first two, the common factor there is 5x. So I have 5x, open brackets, I write out the remainder, which is minus 1. The next pair we have 8 common. Then I open bracket, I have x minus 1 equals 0. Then which gives us 5x plus 8, and then x minus 1 equals 0. So from what we have here, 5x plus 8 and x minus 1 equals 0, which finally gives us x equals to 1, or x equals to minus 8 over 5. So I'm going to be substituting these values to find the values of y. which means that when x equals to 1, what's the value of y? And when x equals to minus 8 over 3, what is the value of? So when x equals to 1, y equals to 5 times 1 is equal to 5 plus 3, and this gives us 8. Then when x equals to minus 8 over 5 plus 3, 5 will cancel the 5 here, so I have minus 8 left plus 3, which gives me minus 5. So it says that when x equal to 1, y will be equal to 8, and when x equals to minus 8 over 5, y will be equal to minus 5. So I write it out in coordinate pairs. So I have 1, 8, and then the final part I have minus 8 over 5, which can also be written in decimal, minus 5. So these are the values of all the coordinates of points A and B. So finally, it says simultaneous linear and quadratic equations require systematic approaches such as substitution and elimination, which I mentioned earlier. So mastering these methods enables solving diverse problems involving curves and lines, which I mentioned earlier as well. So you apply these techniques effectively, and it will enhance your analytical skills and support practical applications in science and engineering, and then helping you to demonstrate the power of algebraic problem solving. So with this, I have come to the end of today's class. Thank you for watching. Feel free to ask questions, and then feel free to continue to solve more.